I want to talk about Dabo really quick, though, before we move on to the rest of our list here. You brought up Ed Orgeron, and I think that's actually a really good parallel for this. Just because,
close.
I'm not saying a direct parallel. I'm just using it as an anecdote that just because a guy has won national titles and has gotten there does not mean that in the current year that we're talking about, in the future, like this is important here. I know that we don't want to like go crazy with the projection here, but we're talking about guys that have positioned their teams to succeed now and in the future. Clemson has taken slow steps backward, and he had the opportunity this offseason to turn it on its head, go in the transfer portal, go after some guys, prove us all wrong, and he chose not to do that. He chose just to rock with the current team that he has. I brought up the Ed Orgeron thing because I think that we are overly influenced at times by the fact that he has won national titles. And I think we did the same thing with Ed O, where we had these rose-colored glasses and we thought, wow, this guy's great. Look at what he did and turned LSU around so quickly. But those that were paying close attention understood that it wasn't sustainable, that there probably was and could eventually be a disastrous end to this. And I think that Dabo, the way that this program has been moving, they are moving as if this is 2015. He was amazing in 2015. I don't think that he is going to continue to be in the conversation in the top 5, and he's going to slowly start to move backward and backward.
In multiple times in your debate and argument, you went back to talk about Sarkisian and when he got fired and made a progression. Hold on. You've gone back far, far, far away to give an example about other people. But yet, for whatever reason, you can't go back and look at Dabo's accomplishments, by the way, in the last 10 years. So I understand what you're saying and don't know if I completely disagree. He's not in my top 5, okay? I don't disagree with what you're saying in reference to the current issues that he's had. However, it is really his worst year, 10 wins, 9-4. Okay. All right. Well, what would have happened if they could have converted in the red zone versus Duke? I don't think that they were as far off as people gave him credit, or made it overblow it. By the way, after that phone call, Joe, I got to be honest, did they not go undefeated?
Yeah, they might have. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
So something did happen to them at the middle of the year where I saw a Dabo team lock in, loaded, and win. Now, I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Even if they went 5-1, okay, in that last 6 games. I just don't know if I can write off Dabo at this current moment. For whatever reason, I just cannot get over. Joey, it is so hard to win national championships, and we're talking about in the last 10 years, right? Like, Joe, what if there is a scenario where Trevor Lawrence comes along next year or 2 years, and he gets him to commit and come back there?
I don't think that's realistically possible, though, because he is not anywhere. Clemson's not in the NIL conversation or the quarterback development conversation that they once were.
You think Trevor Lawrence went there for free?
I'm not saying that, but I think that it was a much more enticing opportunity. There are way better opportunities to go play.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
Where'd the number 1 quarterback in the country go this year?
Nebraska, but he had a family tie. So we got to hope
Family tie?
Taj Boyd's little brother maybe will come up out of nowhere.
Or maybe you never know. Look, man, you can win the debate on me with Dabo. I get it. I'm with you. It's just my crutch. I cannot give up. I'm not that I can't give up on him. I can't give up on the thought that, hey, man, Joe, there's 2 guys that have 4 total national titles in the debate that we're having. Dabo has half of them, right?
Okay.
And so I just look at it and say, I don't know. And look, we'll see. And if they fall flat on their face again, definitely we got to have the conversation. I'm just willing to give him a year or 2 more, but because of what he's done.
I just to wrap this thought, I'm not like coming in here saying that like Dabo's going to go like under 500 in the next 5 years. No. But for to put a guy in the top 5, I think that they're good enough, and he is a good enough of a coach for them to go 9-4, 10-3 for the rest of his stretch as a head coach. Like I think that is so easy for him to get to, and there's not a lot of competition depending on if they stay in the ACC or not. I just don't think that that's enough for me to say that this is a top 5 coach. I think coaching competence and quality to me is someone who acknowledges trends and adapts to them. And that's why Nick Saban is the
Very
greatest coach
fair.
of all time.
Very fair.
It is just such a glaring red flag to me that he's been given so many opportunities to adapt, and his stubbornness has held them back.
I agree. Who are you selling? You know, like and there's a reason that he's not in my top 5, but I just can't. I'm not going to completely write him off here either. All right. Any other names or any other debates that we want to have here? I mean, we basically have the same top 4. Actually, we do have the same top 4 here.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.